Hi everyone. I have a lesson. I have a business 101 video to do for you today. It is called Give Up One Thing to Gain Another. You got to give up one thing to gain another. Because in the span of who we are as people, we have the capacity to hold a certain amount of stuff, a capacity to hold a certain amount of knowledge, memories, a certain amount of habits in life. And so if you are wanting to create a new habit, you got to let go of the old habit that is counter to the new habit that you want. So before we start our business 101 meeting, I'm going to put on 2 oils because it helps me feel better. So the first one, by the way, look at my house. Look at my home. I can't even. It's because I'm in the middle of decluttering. So it's not just cleaning. I'm not just like, oh, let me wipe things down and clean up my area. I genuinely pulled everything out of the drawers and I want to go through it before I put them back in. So I'm kind of like, I'm super organized in my drawers. I'm not so organized on the outside, but I'm organized inside. So I can't put it away. You see all that? I just can't put it away until I've organized everything and decided, am I going to trash it, donate it, or organize it and put it back? So the 2 oils that I'm going to use today, and by the way, I did not want to do this video. I did not want to get dressed. I barely got dressed. I only got dressed only half. Like I put my favorite shirt on and a sweater. And these are my, hold on. This is my yoga pants. These are my fuzzy socks. So, because I'm not actually leaving my home. That's the beauty of doing business from home. You get to dress from the top up, armpit up. All right. By the way, I love my black hair. I love dark hair, but this is fun. It's fun too. Costs a lot. It's fun and it costs a lot, and I'm going to keep it because it costs a lot. So the 2 oils that I'm going to put on is called Sacred Mountain. This oil right here, well, this is the rollerball, yeah, but the actual essential oil is called Sacred Mountain, and it was the first one that I bought after my starter kit or with my starter kit. I forgot. I believe I added Sacred Mountain into my starter kit. So I got 11 oils plus my, oh, look, there it is. There's my cute little diffuser that I've literally run almost every single day of my life since I joined Young Living. And when it starts, it goes, it's like an old little munchkin, and it's getting tired. It's okay. I'm gonna still use it. I don't know why it groans at me. Sacred Mountain. I have this pretty label. It's backwards for you, but Sacred Mountain. I created labels with my Cricut machine. I got it on Amazon Prime Day because it was on sale. This oil right here is a blend. I don't know all of the blendy blends they put in, but it has similar blend to Valor. And it is very much, let me just let me be quiet while it does its thing. Easy access. It makes me feel rooted. The second oil that I'm going to put on me, I had to be quiet when I did Sacred Mountain because, did you know that labels come off? Did you guys know that? It's right here. It says peel here. Peel, you can't see it. There it is. Peel here. If you lift that corner, you can open it. It also gives you this clear space to indicate how much oil you have left. Sometimes they'll write directions in here or more information in the label. However, for me, like once you open it, it doesn't go back right, and I'm like anal. I'm very anal about these things. It irritates me because you can't quite get it back perfectly, and I like things perfect. This is my blend called Joy. Dude, Joy keeps following me around. Like everywhere I go, they keep sending me Joy, and I'm like, I don't really like the oil because it forces me to be happy. I guess I should be happy. Joy. I know it has orange in it. Temples. It has orange, and I don't know, ylang ylang, and a few other things. Ooh, it's very uplifting. I'm gonna put it on my tummy. Can't see, can you? Good, because you don't want to see. You don't want to see my fat stomach. It's fat. Okay, I'm coming to terms with my fat. Fat is good for you. You're not fat. You're fluffy. All right, babe. Ready? Sacred Mountain and Joy. These are good blends to have. This is uplifting. This is grounding. Hey, best of both worlds. Best of both worlds. The down-rootedness and the uppityness. I felt extremely convicted to do this video with you guys this morning. I felt like junk. I did not want to get out of bed. Honestly, I have inroads towards depression. I grew up as a kid with depression and anxiety. I still have the anxiety. The depression, I don't have clinical depression. Like I don't have the chemical imbalance of depression. However, if I get triggered enough, if life hits me hard enough, I go straight into depression. And then I have, I'm in my robe. I don't shower. I curl into a fetal position and I lay on my bed and I stop moving and I stop living. So like this causes a little bit of anxiety, which turns into depression. And so I've learned since I've had depression, it runs in my family. My mom had clinical depression. My dad didn't have depression. Instead, he dissociated highly, extremely dissociative. And so he checked out a lot of times. And those are all coping mechanisms of the stress and pain of life. And so my mom had the depression and the anxiety and the social anxiety. My dad dissociated. So mental health is important. And so this morning I was curled into a ball on my bed and I prayed like, Jesus, help me. I can't get out of bed. And it was just, I got sick. I started my period. I'm sorry, TMI, but I did. And then my home is messy and I hate that. I don't like messy homes. I need a clean environment. I need an organized environment. And also it's been cold. And so, to me, that's cold. People make fun of me because I'm a Californian. And so cold to me is like 50 degrees. That's like freezing. I'll have a down jacket that goes up to here and a scarf and beanie, etc. But for me, I'm Middle Eastern. And so ancestrally, I'm desert blood. So I like hot. I like the heat. I like 80 degrees. 90, I'm okay. 95, I'm okay. Anything hotter than that, I'm like, I'm a little uncomfortable, but I can handle it. Some people can handle the cold. All right, I talk too much. I'm sorry, I always say that too. I do talk a lot. So this morning, I asked God to help me. He told me, go take a shower. Go curl your hair. Look, I curled it. So pretty. Oh, I really like it. And then I did my makeup and then I felt better. So sometimes you just gotta, and then I ate and I did dishes. And sometimes you gotta do the things that lift you up just so you can do the other things that lift you up. And that's okay. That's life. But this right here, messy home. I'm gonna clean it later. Yoga pants. See my yoga pants on bottom. Fuzzy socks on the bottom, barely dressed up. Barely put a bra on. Just like, I'm not leaving. So, but that's the perk of working from home. And it's actually really, really, it's a perk. It's awesome. So I felt very convicted to do this video from the comfort of my home. I get to communicate with you guys. If I invited everyone to come over, which you could, I'm very chill. I'm like, just come over. But then I would have to clean all that. So instead, the access that we have, like, look at the century that we live in where I can communicate to you via video. The last time this seemed like the first time this seemed like a possibility is when it was in the 80s. There's a helicopter. Helicopter needs to be quiet. It was in the 80s and I was watching The Jetsons. It was a cartoon about the future, and they lived in these skyscrapers above Earth, and they used to do video calls to each other, and we were like, whoa. And I still look like the kid that I was with my big old cheeks. I just have high cheekbones, but makes my cheeks look big. Oh, wait, that's called lack of exercise. That's what makes my cheeks look big, is because I gained weight. Anyway, Gaining weight's a trigger for me. And then telling me to eat healthy is a trigger for me. Anyway, side note. Okay, what was I telling you about? Jetsons, right? So we live in a modern era where we can communicate via video, and you can come into my home and I can speak to you in your home, and we have FaceTime now. And so I think it's really important to understand that social media is a viable way of getting your personality, your heart, and your friendship into other people's homes. People think like, how can you build that relationship? Well, it's true and it works. Because I've kept in touch with some of my friends from college via social media. And then I saw them in person and I felt actually closer to them because we keep in touch. It's the same thing like when I was young. I don't know if you guys did this, but in the 90s, we had, these are my Post-its, but pretend this is like a book, right? I used to carry a photo album with me. It was like this big. It was like from Hello Kitty, and they had these, slots for your photo album. So imagine a normal photo album, shrink it down to a wallet size, and it was super popular to carry those around and show people your pictures. Well, now instead of carrying a physical wallet, or grandparents going, look at all my grandchildren, we just post it on social media. So social media is real. It's real, where you can build relationships with each other and grow together and love on each other. So super real. But the thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about today, I almost did not do this because I was curled up in fetal position on my bed going into a state of slight depression. It is. I think there's depression that's like topical, emotional, and then there's a deep depression like in your soul that you can't shake. And that's not something that I'm not saying I had that, and I'm not trying to tell you to shake that off, because I did have depression where I needed medication in my 20s. So I'm not taking this lightly. I mean it. Like, if you genuinely have something stuck in your soul, you do need to get some professional help. And I did too. Nothing wrong with that. And if you need medication, get your medication. So anyway, yes, I almost spiraled down into depression, but God helped me by taking a shower and just clean off some stuff and feel better about myself. So I'm here, and this is what business is. It's showing up, and it's showing up on a consistent basis and offering to people something to hope for, some inspiration, something to teach, a new perspective, a new way to understand how we do things. And so this is my video. We're going to be doing, this is backwards. A business 101 class. What does that say? Give up one thing to gain another. You need to make space for the new thing that you want to do. Let's see. Within the person of who I am. No. Oh, that's so good. Look at my home. I live in a small apartment. It's just me. If I had little chicklets running around, I need more space. I need a yard. Or at least like get them out of the house, right? But it's just me. I'm the only one who sits on that couch. This is my dining room. There's my dining room table. There's my kid. Like, it's just one person. When my sister comes over and visits me, it's a little bit more crowded. Cozy. We call it cozy. But like, what more space do I need, right? But I've been living in this apartment since 2015. I moved in July 1, 2015. Hercules. Oh, sorry. So it's been 4 years, going on 5 years. In a few months, it'll be 5 years. When I first got here, there was nothing in this apartment. And I invited some friends over. I didn't have friends yet. But after a while, I had friends, and even after a year, I invited them over, and they said, are you moving out? That's how much lack of stuff I had, which was fine with me. I don't care. I like being a minimalist, but what happened is, on a consistent basis, Amazon Prime shows up to my door, or I bring in a few things I shopped for, and over time, we don't realize how many things we're bringing into our home, which is why it gets so packed. Well, I came to a point where doing dishes was difficult, finding a spot for my business stuff was difficult, finding a place to eat was I have too many clothes, I had too many dishes, I had too much stuff. So I saw Marie Kondo on Netflix. I loved it. Like, people make fun of Marie Kondo and that whole lifestyle, but I was like, dude, I need to do this, which is why my home is still cluttered. That box right there is donation. My whole entire dining room table, I don't think you can see it yet, but all of that is full of stuff for my business that I need to donate, give away, or throw away. So the point, you gotta get rid of stuff. That box, I have a food processor in there. I'm getting rid of Tupperware, and I think oatmeal, because I can't eat oatmeal right now. It hurts my stomach. But you gotta get rid of things in order to create space for new things. Now, I think it's very interesting that, like, I need this display here for you to understand. You see that yellow thing? I'm a teacher too, so this box right here, see that? This is old photography equipment, and they were all spread out right here. And I was slowly selling the equipment. I sold a lens and flash, shoe mount flash. I sold another camera body. But see this? I'm gonna get it. You can see my yoga pants. Excuse me. I sold my. Is this upside down? It's upside down, but it's also backwards. But I sold my Canon 5D Mark II because I was a professional photographer 10 years ago, and I sold it. Why would I keep one thing and just keep adding on more camera bodies? Unless I need more people to shoot with me, there's no point for that. It's just me. Pretend this is me, and I was having a Canon 5D Mark II, and then I wanted to upgrade to a Canon 6D Mark II. The reason why is because this has Wi-Fi capabilities, and I wanted Wi-Fi. So why keep the two? Oh, for backup? No, I don't need backup. I'm not doing this professionally. I'm doing it as a hobby. For once in my life, I'm finally doing photography as a hobby. The point is, get rid of this to make room for this. Because, you guys want to see my camera? Oh, it's in the other room, though. You want me to run and get it? I always do this. I shall be right back. Don't go anywhere. Did you go anywhere? Okay, don't go anywhere. Here is my beloved. Oh my gosh, I love this camera so much. It's still in my old camera bag. Oh my gosh, I love this thing. I am so happy with this camera. It is a Canon 6D Mark II. It has Wi-Fi capabilities. It's lighter than my 5D. I just have my old lens on here. It's not old, it's a nice lens. It's a 50 millimeter 1.4. I should take a picture of you. This is a great selfie. You guys say hi. Holla! You want to see it? How adorable. Hey, look. I'm totally putting that on my Instagram. That's adorbs, man. I love it. This is my baby. This camera is too legit to quit. MC Hammer. I'm going to age myself. But if I did not get rid of, and I have this pretty little strap, usually I use the Canon strap, but the Canon strap gets dirty from the sweat on your neck. Let's be real, you all sweat there. And then when you're doing photography on a hot day, it gets there. And this instead is cloth, so I can wash it. And also, look at the pretty. Look at the pretty. I love it. Look at those designs. So I had to get rid of my Canon 5D Mark II to make room for this one. And the old camera, my 5D Mark II, was old. And it just, like, this thing makes me so happy. Putting it, like, if I took it off, I think I'd be sad. Yeah, I'm a little sad. I'm gonna wear it. Oh, and I named her. I named her Purdue. This is Purdue. Do you see how happy this thing makes me? Seriously, like, did I do a screenshot? I don't know. This thing makes me so happy. The 5D Mark II didn't make me this happy. This makes me happy. The point is this. Get rid of some stuff. Not just physical stuff, although you can't get rid of physical stuff. Get rid of one thing to make room for the new thing. It'll feel better. This doesn't just have to do with camera equipment. It's not only about the physical things that we can get rid of. Oh, this makes me sad. I want to wear. It's also the fact that, for example, when it comes to running a business, you, the person, are the one who's going to execute and run this business. Make room for your business. This morning, so you give up one thing in order to gain another thing. You have to change something about your lifestyle in order to incorporate a business aspect. For me, it was opening my front door. I'll be very honest. I have lived a very quiet, peaceful life for going on 5 years. And I'm extroverted. I love people out there, over there. I don't invite people in here because I'm also highly sensitive. It is 20% of the population where like noise is too loud, light is too bright, energies are too much. I'm also an empath. Like I can feel everyone. Like don't take me to a loud concert. Take me to a symphony. Okay. I love music, but loud concerts are not it for me. I don't want to go. I mean, I get stressed out. Last week, I wanted to take myself to the mall. So I did. And I was stressed out the entire time. I hated it. I hated my adventure. I hated everything about it. And I just wanted to come home because this location, my apartment, on purpose, I have created it to be a sanctuary. It's quiet, it's peaceful. If you've ever been here, it's like soothing and like people fall asleep. I feed them. I'm like, have some tea, watch TV, whatever, eat whatever you want. Like this is a sanctuary. And my home for me is very important to be a sanctuary. I did not grow up where my home as a kid was a sanctuary. It was very scary for me and it didn't feel safe. And so as an adult, as a grown adult, sometimes I don't feel so grown, but I'm a grown adult. I've created for myself a sanctuary, a place where it's quiet and people don't come unless I specifically invite them. And guess what? I don't invite anyone because I don't, this season of my home was not for other people for me to host them. It was for me to have a quiet place and to just have peacefulness, tranquility. You know what God told me to do this morning? It's time. Look at my face. Does it look like I like that? It is time to open my door. There's my door. It's time. I have to let go of one thing, and that is my isolation. I don't like it. It's uncomfortable. It means that my lifestyle has to change. Let me be real. I don't want a flood of people in my life. I like being quiet. I like being left alone. I'm highly sensitive. I don't want the noise of all the people. But how am I supposed to run a successful business, a business of people, if I'm not willing to give up my single life of tranquility and isolation? When to run a business, you have to embrace the people and the chaos that comes with it. The people who come to events, the people who talk, the people who want to engage and communicate. I'm giving up one thing as a lifestyle in order to incorporate a new thing. And so I felt God tell me this morning, he convicted me and he said, it's time. It's time for you to change. It's time to, like, he told me to open the door. And I was so uncomfortable. And I was like, I don't want to do this. It's like, it's time. Change one thing, Layla. And so in order to grow your business, you have to change something. If you think that you can live your life the same way and expect different results, it's not going to happen. For example, like You just have to change one thing. Your life is going to change. Your life is going to change for the better because, see, here's the thing. If I give up this one thing, this thing of isolation, which I like, it's a chosen isolation. It's not like I'm lonely. Sometimes I get a little lonely, but then I just go hang out with people. And then I'm fine. That's the extroverted side of me. But giving up this one mode of being, I give up my quiet, because it's quiet in here. I'm giving up, I don't like being overstimulated. That's my highly sensitive nature. So I'm giving up my, it doesn't mean that I still can't have sanctuary in my home. It just means that I'm kind of giving up a lifestyle of being quiet all the time. And I'm giving up living alone. That's hard for me. What am I gaining? A community, team members that are my community, and we're going to rock this business together because dang, they're powerhouses. I'm giving up quiet as a lifestyle because you have to talk, you have to communicate, you have to be with people. I'm opening up my doors where I've not opened up my doors for 4 years. You have to give up something in order to change and invite a different thing, because that different thing, that different thing is what's gonna make a business. Dude, the bug landed on me. She probably likes my essential oil smells. Bees love my essential oil smells. Wherever I go and I put essential oil on, they're like scanning me for flowers because these are flowers. So they love it. What are you gonna give up? Honestly, I'm giving up my very private life. So kind of a big deal. I'm giving up my isolation, which I like. What are you going to give up? You might have to give up something in order to do essential oil parties. I don't want to do essential oil parties, but I might have to. See what I mean? But I've shared what I'm giving up because I'm building my business via social media. And in building a team, my goal is to have these, a lot of people in my life. So what is it that you need to give up in order to have essential oil parties? If you're not consistently and actively sharing your product with people, you don't have a business. So it takes thought and action and consistency to run a business. You have to consider that your living room is your storefront. It might make you uncomfortable. It might make some people uncomfortable, but that turns in, if you want to work from home, then your home is part of your business, right? Doesn't that make sense? Like my desk, my business area is there. I sometimes use my dining table as my business desk. I have another desk area here. My home is my internet is used for business. My phone is being used for business. I've bought a Cricut. Everything's being used for this business. So essential oil parties in your living room. Are you giving up your space? You give up your personal living room space for an hour a week doing an essential oil class, teaching people about the products, showing them what it's about. You can also do this one-on-one. You can invite one person over. Doesn't have to be a group, but you still have your space ready and available. You open up your home, your couch, invite one person. You have to give up some of your oil. You know what I mean? Like if I say this is only for me, no one else gets to use it, well then how do I share? How do I grow if I'm not giving samples out? If nobody's tasted Coca-Cola before, why would I buy a liter? Let me taste it first. I'm wearing right now Savvy Minerals lipstick because they sent it to me. You send it, I'll use it. So you can do one-on-one, essential oils 101. Get it? One-on-one, 101. Ooh, that's cute. That's catchy. You should use that. Essential oils 101, 101 for one-on-one. Ooh, I might use that too. You can also host an entire party in your living room or your home. You can collaborate with someone else's living room if you don't like yours. Ask them if you can do parties with them. I do mine online. I love online. I love social media. I have a big personality. I'm very animated. I've been on the stage since I was 11. I've been doing speaking and blah, 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 so I like it. I'm like, woo, animated. I'm also a photographer. So on social media platforms where pictures spark interest, I'm going to use my talent. I also use, what's it called? Stock photography. They're free photography whereby they want you to use their pictures. So I found an app for stock photography, and I'm using that too. I'm also personality marketing. I'm all about my personality and getting people to engage with me. I'm also teaching about business. I love doing that. I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. And now the next, so what's it going to take for you? What's it going to take for you to give up something? Maybe it's 1 hour a week. Every Friday evening, Essential Oil 101 classes. You can turn it into a community thing. You could turn it into like a woman empowerment every Friday and incorporate oils for emotions. What? Stop it. Get excited, people. Get excited about your products. Get excited about the possibilities. Get excited that you could actually encourage and bring people together and do these like small group kind of encouragement for one another. Have people come consistently, and whether or not they buy a starter kit on the first day is not the point. The point is building the relationship. Look, do not get a fork of food, like scoop some food up and try to feed me if I don't know you and if I don't trust you. If my sister does that, I'm going to eat it. If my best friend does it, I'll eat whatever's in their fork. Your baby will do that to you. But if you're a stranger and you come up to me and you shove something in my face and you go, smell this or eat this or consume this, I'm like, yo, do I know you? Do you have a relationship with me? Build relationships. Have your weekly meetings. If you're female and you want to work with females, have a weekly female empowerment night. If you drink wine, bring some wine in there. If you eat chocolate, make it a chocolate evening. You can do essential oils and emotions. You can do marriage and just a support group, a small group support system in your living room, and incorporate the oils. And don't hide. And don't be like, oh, well, I'm going to have a diffuser on and do oils. Be upfront. If you're going to do oils, do oils. And tell me up front. You see this hair? I'm going to tell you a story about my hair, okay? It's good. She did a really good job. She has 35 years experience, and I asked her for my hair was shorter than this, right? Right now, it's grown. It was here. It was mid-neck. That's short hair. That's like a bob, right? It was there. It was right there. I have pictures to prove it from October. And I went to her because I thought I heard great things about her. I had this coupon too. And I asked her the price twice. She didn't tell me the price. She kept avoiding telling me the price. She kept doing my hair. And I was like, when is she going to tell me what the price is? And I prayed about it, and God's like, keep going. You're going to be fine. I was the last one there. She gave me this cute haircut for curly hair. My naturally curly hair. I was the last one in the salon. It was like 8 p.m. It was just her and I. She goes to the register and she tells me the price is $269. Are you kidding me? $269? My hair is not that important to me to color it for $269. Do you know how many female hormone support oils I could have gotten for that price? Do you know how much supplements I could have gotten? Do you know how many pens I could have bought? I was like, this is not where I expected my money to go. I thought she was going to charge me $100. That's it. Because that's expensive for me for hair. I cut my own hair, but color, I don't know how to color it. When she told me $269. She lowered it to like $237. Be upfront, people. Just tell them. If they tell them, invite them. Support system with oils, right? Let's do a community small group with oils. Let's do chocolate and oils, or smoothies and oils, and fellowship. But be upfront. Don't invite them over for like, ooh, let's have some cocktails, or let's have like tea or cheese and crackers, and then sneak in, oh, by the way, this is an essential oil class. Don't do that. Dude, that makes people so mad. That happened to my hair. I never go back to that lady. I will never go back to that lady. And I will tell all my friends to never go to her ever again. Because you're running a business. Don't be a jerky face and be like, ooh, let me sneak in some oils. No, just tell them what you're doing. And that's okay. Because here's the thing. If you offer something of value and greatness with oils, be that person. Don't apologize for what you're doing. I'm done. Business 101, babes. Give up one thing and gain another. I am giving up my isolation and my quiet lifestyle to gain another thing. I'm going to give up who I used to be to gain who I'm going to be. Because you got to make space for who you want to be. What do you need to give up? To do weekly essential oil classes. Because those are actually, the oil classes are the fastest way to grow your business for essential oils. It's the fastest. Because they get to engage with you right on the spot. They get to smell all the oils right on the spot. And they get to see them work immediately. Essential oil classes in your living room is the fastest way to go. So what are you doing to share your oils? What are you doing to find that space to invite people? And what are you doing to be consistent? You have to be consistent about it. And what happens when no one shows up? You keep going. That's business. You plan, you prep everything, all the food, and no one comes. That's business. Keep going. Plan for the next week. You also got to market. You have to announce that you're having these weekly meetings, and it'll take time, but it'll gain momentum. Don't give up. Don't give up, babes. You keep going. But what are you doing to change, to actually try something and see if it works for you? And you know what? Essential oil classes in your living room might not be your thing. It's not really my thing. I don't like parties. Oh, I don't like inviting 5 people. That's too many people. I can't. I can invite 1 person or 2. That's it. I'm done. So my parties might be 2-on-1. That's all I can handle. It might not be essential oil classes. It might not be a big group. It might be a huge group. It might be on social media. But you got to figure out what your thing is. Go out there. Get out there and share. And do it consistently. Find your pattern. Because it is the consistency of look, you know that brand Fabletics? All about the yoga pants? I was over it. I'm like, no thanks. I don't want it. I don't want to sign up for something. It kept showing up on my feed. Guess what? Guess who's interested in Fabletics now? This one. Because repetition warms people up to the product. So what are you going to do to change your life? How are you going to change one way of living life to make room for the new? That's what you got to do to run this business. That's step number 1, babies. I love you guys so much. If you found value in this video, you got to comment. You have to like, comment, share. I don't know if this is shareable. I think it's in the group, and so I'm not going to let people see it. But you got to let people know. Like, comment, share, tag a friend. Tell me how you feel. Tell me what you're struggling with, and we'll talk about it. Look, you guys have me, and I love you so much, and you have this community to talk about things. And if you're having a hard time doing it, here's my advice. Do it anyway. Do it afraid and get over your fear. Because this used to make me afraid, but do it anyway and get over your fear. You guys, I love you so much. I'm blessing you with all my heart, with praying over you guys all the time, and I hope you succeed, but you got to change. You got to give up one thing to gain another thing, okay? So I hope you're giving up time or giving up your give up one thing to gain another. Love you guys so much. Bye.